Hello everyone, it comes to our episode 2. I hope you already digest the first time the episode 1's topic was talking about your mindset preparation. So if you're ready, let's talk about financial plan today. Okay, when it comes to call financial plan, I would rather call it investment plan. Why I said that? It's very simple because every single business not only require for money to invest, but also something else. So what does that something else means? For example, a business, even though the most popular right now is called the agile method, you can have your most viable product first with very little investment to begin the business. However, no matter how small little investment you have to put in, there's still investment there. Now, when it comes to investment, I will call it two parts of it. First part is called visible investment, and the other part is called invisible investment. Visible investment, of course, we already know. It's called money. Now, how about invisible investment? Invisible investment, usually what we talk about is your time and effort, which is invisible, you couldn't touch it, you don't hold it. Now, when you come to time, a lot of people always talking about successful people always need to have a great time management. There's a lot of you maybe saying that, oh, okay, well, I'm doing a job right now, but I want to begin to run my business, to plan and run my business on the side. And there is a lot of people out there and telling you, hey, come to my training class and you can actually learn something and then make extra money on the side of your job. Yes, but no. Okay. If, for example, you see an advertisement and saying that they have a free class for you to attend. Now, make sure that you have the right mindset before you attend this kind of classes. Because, first of all, there's no free lunch in the world. Anyone comes in your life that teaching you how to build your own business, basically they should charge you because they're helping you to make money. So, why people are offering free class? I will look at it into a different way as they're giving me a chance to attend the teacher's class or the trainer or the professor's class to see if I am capable to understand the way that he teach or she teach or the way the whole class being presented. So once I fall into that, I think I can take that training. They usually will have the extended training throughout this free course so that you can enroll yourself into the next steps. Okay, now when we talk about this free class, also even though you don't have to pay, but doesn't mean that you didn't invest. You still have to invest. That's your time. Now time is money. A lot of people saying that. So yes, time is also an investment inside your finance plan. Okay, so how much time you dedicate into your new business will make a different outcome. Okay, so to me, time management is very important. Now, all of you, if you're trying to do a job at the same time you're trying to begin or start your new business, now you have to make sure that you have a good time management. What do I mean by that? It's, for example, I was in UCLA last summer, took a 2-month class in UCLA about entrepreneurship and data analysis. I haven't been a student for a long time. So at the same time, because it's in Los Angeles, I have to go to office and work. I have to study. That the time management is very important in this case. So through the weekdays from Monday to Friday, I spent about 6 hours at work. I spent about 8 hours for school and for homework. I spent another 6 hours for sleeping. Of course, we all have to sleep, otherwise we'll die, right? So that already took 20 hours of the day. And then, what else do I do in the other 4 hours? Well, first of all, probably including all the transportation time from home to office, from office to school, school to home, including my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all included, of course. That's most likely during the week what I do. During the weekend, I have less time for work. But I still have to do a little work because basically if anything that I left out from Monday to Friday, I may spend a little time to finish it during the weekend. So I will spend 2 hours for work, 12 hours for homework, study, and review everything that I learned last week. And then I will spend 6 hours for sleeping. And you see, that's another 20 hours gone. So also, it comes to the end, it's only extra 4 hours doing laundries and anything and everything that I need to do, prepare my food for the next week or something like that. They all become a weekend thing. Now, if you look into this time schedule, you realize one thing. There's one thing that's not being mentioned. That's called entertainment. Yes, I do not really have much entertainment throughout the whole 2 months while I'm trying to be a student at the same time and having an employee role that I have to work. At the same time, I'm actually a daughter of my parents, so I still have to call my parents and talk to them, make sure they're okay, even I'm so far away, thousands of miles away in the United States. And of course, there will be some time of communication with my team, which is also important, as we mentioned in the last episode. Being able to have your team empower them to help you will make it easier for your life. Without my team, I do not think that I would be able to complete my training class in UCLA last year. So thank God I have a great team. So that's how it works. You have to sacrifice something to make something work. That's no extra hours for anyone and everyone. You have 24/7, so am I. So the time management is very important. Now, all of you, when you start your business or you're planning your business, you may have less time for your families or your friends. Now, make sure those people, they're closest to you, they support you the most, they understand that you have a new schedule of time management so that they can be more considerate of how busy you are and still giving you fully support when you try to start your own business. This is very important. Let's go and talk about there is a lot of different ways that you can make money for your financial plan. Now, like we said, everything that we put into the business, no matter what you do, if you want to create a business, you need to have money involved. Okay, even though you're I'm just trying to sell something on internet. Yeah, but you have to buy the product first. You can't just receive the order and then send to other people. That's not going to work. And you have to pay also extra money because you're using a platform. It's just like physical shops, they have rent. Similar, it's maybe just cheaper. Okay, so any kind of business, they come to the end, it will be involving money. Now, if you're planning to start your own new business, where the money came from? There's that coming from every dime, every single cent, every single dollar you save from your job. That possibly the number one commonly being planned and used, right? Okay, so let's talk about this first topic. When you're going to use every single dollar that you save from your life to begin and invest into your business, this is very important points I want you all to realize. First of all, my suggestion for you, if you have $100, put 90 into your business and keep 10 for yourself. The fact is that if you put all your money in, you'll be very stressed. Now, none of us can really do a great decisions when you are stressed. Okay, so mentally, you have to give yourself a little space to relax. So keeping 10% of what you have so that you will feel much more relaxed when you need to make some important decisions. Okay. Secondly, when you're using your own money, realize one thing, and this is important. Okay, because this is your own money. Every single dollar you spend, you feel it. Because some people in Chinese we say that every dollar made by sweat and blood. You work very hard to make that money, to make that saving. So every dollar you want to spend, you really want to spend on the right thing and the right parts. So I have been seeing a lot of people when they trying to plan this, that they lost their balance. What do I mean by that? For example, you have a pizza. So pizza is usually a round shape, right? So a lot of us, because we have that kind of mentality, we try to cut it into very even. Now think about this pizza, it's actually your investment, your money. Okay? Every single portion of it should be under a balance. Meaning, for example, now, I actually came from the nail industry and beauty industry. For example, a lot of people, when they put into service industry, meaning, what do I mean by that is, you are selling your service as your products to maintain the business. Okay? So including hair, beauty, most of them are using their hands to do service for people. Okay? When it comes to service industry, okay, especially in our industry, A lot of people think, oh, a nail salon should be for customers to come to relax. They should be enjoying inside our salons, right? One of the main thing that hair or nail or beauty salons do, but the other may not, well, spa business do, okay? So a lot of us will be very focusing on how to make my store or my spa or my salon looks better, feels better. So you put in a lot of investment into the interior design, the decorations, and everything physical. Right, and that's another myth, which is I'm not so sure whether it works that way, is if you have a better interior design, if you have a better decoration, you mix extra, you can price up higher. Yes and no. Okay, why I said that? Because you only have one pizza. If you give too much on this part, the other part, you will lose balance. And then when you realize that, because usually we will do decoration first, so that's the first part you spent in already, and you didn't realize that until you need to fill in products or any implements that you need to use, or tools or machines that you need to use inside the salon. And then because of that, you have to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and try to buy some maybe cheaper products. Now, I'm not saying that cheaper product definitely is no good, but always remember one thing. If you don't know whether the product is good or not, or you're trying to, okay, I'll still keep some famous brand and then I use some cheaper product for those that I use the most now. That's really sounds a very smart plan. Now, in our business, that will be calling the treatments for gels. For example, a gel manicure. They use a color from famous brands, okay, such as Cuccio. Okay, but they use the base because base are the one that using the most. They try to save money, so they use something cheaper. What had I experienced is there was a salon in somewhere in Asia. I don't want to talk about which country, but one day they came to me and said, "Hey, Jacqueline, I have a problem with your product." I went like, "What?" And they said, "Oh, your veneer came off a whole piece." I'm like, "I've never experienced that. Why did it happen?" So I asked them, what lights do you use? What base do you use? And turned out they're using a product from somewhere else, not from the United States. I don't want to mention the country, but from somewhere else. And it doesn't matter if they're using famous and bad quality of products for the colors. The most important thing is the base, because the base is the one that's touching the nails. Now, in this case, what had happened is they applied the gel on a customer, went out 3 days, come back complaining. All the gel nails came off. Whole piece came off. So customers mad. And they said, why is your product so bad that it doesn't stay on? So the salon owner came to us and tried to complain to us. Now, look, first of all, I already know where this whole thing, problem came from. And not that I don't want the owner to blame us, but the key is, when you look at this case, what did you learn? What would you think that she could be doing it a little better? Very simple. Think about a salon service. What is important to maintain and keep it run in a long-term style for your business? Definitely to have loyalty customers, right? So unless you're not worried about, oh, I make this customer not happy, I'll have a new one. Don't worry about it. Otherwise, building the loyalty and the trust between customers and the salons is very important. Even you are, as a customer, not a salon worker or owner, you realize that if you went to one salon and you have bad experience, will you go back? No. So it's the same case if you put it into a restaurant. Now they're selling food and service, so two things. Okay, similar to what we talked about in gel manicure, they're selling the product and the service. Okay. How many times in your life that you went to restaurants and the beautiful, amazing decoration and interior design, wow, I love it. But the food, how many times? I have a lot of experience like that, not like a lot, but everybody do have that kind of experience, right? Or sometimes you can go to a place, they might be not even beautiful, very probably like a family restaurant, simple, easy, but the food is great. Which one you actually want to go second time? Of course, the good food one. Because the delicious feeling is what impressed and implemented in people's mind. When it comes to this way, they will choose the food better. Now, so again, if we apply the same theory, is because we put so much money into the decoration and interior designs, the problem is I do not have enough money to buy fresh food, great food, and hire a great chef. So the food turned out not that good. Now that doesn't help you to maintain a sustainable business. Okay, so this is very important when you're using the money that you save from your hard work. Now besides your own savings, what else we can invest into your business? Oh, some people will say, let's make a loan from bank. Yes, you can do it. And I believe that nowadays there's a lot of banks that they were offering for very great interest rates for people that want to start their own business. But usually you will also have to give them a proposal for what you're trying to do or what you want to do. Okay? Now, when it comes to bank loans, that's okay. You could be 100% investment as from bank. You could be 70%, you could be half, you could be smaller, just a little more because I do not have enough money, but I want to start my business, right? No matter how much you put in from the bank, always remember, credit is very important, okay? Meaning, if you use the money from the bank, sometimes you spend your money just like you're using your credit card. Now, a lot of people will say that, oh, yeah, that's true. Why? Because sometimes when you go in shopping, you use your credit card, you forgot that you didn't pay yet, actually. Okay? So to us, if you're using a bank loan to start your business, that's called liability. It's not your assets. Okay? So liability and assets is different. Assets is what you really have. Liability is what you have to pay in the future. Okay? It could be a shorter term, it could be a longer term, but it's still liability that you have to be responsible for. Okay? So suggestion for you, if you're going to use bank loan, keep something in your mind. First, loans still have interest rate. No matter how great is the interest rate, you still have to pay interest. So first thing first, when you make your own business plan financially, you have to pay the bank back as fast as you can. So the balance between that is for what we also keep saying about is the fiscal discipline, that you have to maintain certain percentage of your income every month or your profit every month to pay back to the bank. As faster as you can pay off your loan, then you have no interest expenses. Okay? So that's one thing very important. Always remember that's a liability there that you have to pay the bank back. Okay? All right. So these two are common, and then the third one also very common. What is that? Investor. Investor means you have someone else invest into your new business. Now, commonly, as what we know, is maybe invested by your parents, by your brothers, sisters, by my best friend, right? Okay, or some people that I know, they support me very much, they want to become the investor for my company. Now, there is two different types of investor that you have to consider before you say yes to anyone or before you open your mouth to propose for someone to invest in your new business. Either you want them to be a shareholders, meaning as a shareholders, they are having the rights to make decisions with you. They will have the rights to plan the business with you. Of course, because they have the rights, they also have the responsibility. If, unfortunately, the business is losing money, they also will have the liability too. Okay? Now, the other one, it's the stakeholders, meaning they only invest in you for future benefit. They do not get involved of the management or how to plan this business or how to run the business. Now, they only takes when you make money. But when you lose money, they won't have any liability. Now, two types of investor to understand is very important because sometimes, I have the same experience as my friends want to invest into my company. I'm very glad I have good friends supports till now. But unfortunately, when you're really looking into it, sometimes if it's not making clear before you guys really join together, that could cause loss of relationship with your friends or your families. This is important because understanding having your investor and how to handle it is very important because a shareholder is basically your partner. They might not be in your business on a daily basis, but they still have the rights to make decisions with you. Okay? Now, on the other hand, it will make it easier for you. So, investor could be money, also could be maybe their networking, maybe their ability to help you. That depends on how you want them to be. So before you propose to anyone or anyone propose to you, before you say yes, make sure that you clear that out, that will be helping you to maintain the best relationship with your friends and family. Okay, now that is what we call common investor. But what about that something is very common also in the world is venture capitals. Okay, there is a lot of senior or professional investor that they put in money into different business for purpose. As much as we know, Uber, Airbnb, including Facebook, at the very early stage, they also have investor came in, put in money, and help them to grow. Okay, a lot of these professional investor or venture capitals, either they're looking for a new company, which is like a new company with a great idea, that they want this company to be growing fast enough, or one day go public, that they can make maybe $100 become $200 or even $300. Okay, so and the other way is they will be investing into your company for exchange for some other profits. For example, they might be investing right now for $100, and then once you get into the point, they might be consider that $100 becomes $200 worth of the shares that your company has. There is a lot of this kind of investor conference all over the world. Of course, for if you only want to start a small, let's say, salon business, this sounds like it's not something that you really can do. But there is a lot of you, if you have a great idea, if you were innovative, maybe this kind of investor is what you're looking for. There is people that they build a company, become very good, and they sell them. Basically, YouTube sold it to Google. That's a great story. All of this big company, they sold it for a lot of money. Okay, and that's how some people, when they plan a new business, that they look into. Okay, all right. So let's talk about the fourth one. You probably will like, huh? Anything else? Yes, there's 2 more to go. Okay, the other one is being very popular in the past, probably I would say the 5 to 8 years. It's fundraising. What? Yeah, fundraising. Fundraising and run and start a business. Really? Would that work? Now, let me give you a very good story here. It's a real story. There is a gentleman who put on those fundraising platforms telling people his own story, which is he's a single parent. He has to take care of the kids while he couldn't really go to work. So he put on for a fundraising campaign to have people to support him so that he can go to a bakery school to learn bakery and desserts, of course. So everybody was like, huh? How that works? Of course, there's a lot of kind people in the world, and they show their kindness and they try to help people who need help. But this gentleman took the whole fundraising campaign to the next level by offering everyone who support him to have a handmade cake to send to them, no matter how far they are, after he graduated from the bakery school. Now, there's 2 things that are very important here for him to take this to the next level. First, he's showing he's sincere about anybody and appreciation about everybody that helping and support him. Second, he also wants people to understand that he really make the whole journey in the learning and become a baker, that he can really make a living out from there. Okay. Also, for the people who donate money for him, it's important for them to know, oh, he really used the money to do something with. And all these people, they also being fulfilled by the feeling of helping others and supporting a single parent. Now, this is a great story when you look into that. Okay. Now, there was fundraising could be bigger. Now, this story from this gentleman, they have a physical reward, which is a cake, and they have a mental reward, which all these donations make the person feel that, oh, I am kind and I help someone. And that's important because to us, it's not everything about making money. Sometimes able to help people also become a fulfillment, a very important fulfillment. Okay? And there's another story I would like to share here with all of you that is very important, is if you look into news, international news every day, you know that something is pretty bad that's happening in Hong Kong right now. Now, if you try to look up to the information, and you will see that in June, while the G20 summit in Osaka, they had a fundraising campaign that raised about $800,000 in a day for putting the money to advertising in all these G20 countries, which is that I think they finally got like 12 or 13 countries, front page on the major newspaper in different language to tell people what's happening in Hong Kong. Now, this one, as the donator, you do not get any rewards at all. You only get mentally fulfillment. Now, I don't want to put any political insight here, and I do not want to get involved of judging whether this is good and bad or not. Let's look into the fundraising campaign itself. People donate their money to support this campaign because they really think that having an international insight of what is happening in Hong Kong is important. So they get fulfillment. Okay? For those that they do this, they have people's support, and that's why they're more energizing to do the project. So it's a win-win situation. Both are winning because they both get mentally fulfillment. So sometimes the fundraising doesn't really have to be having a physical products to be involved. Okay, now how we can put this into a smaller scale business here is, for example, if you were doing a service industry, for example, a restaurant or nail salons or hair salons, it's very simple. You can do the fundraising by giving people extra value of what they donate. For example, you can do a coupon. You buy it for $100, and when we open, you can use it as $200. Now, that will be like an investment, but they're donator. Now, this is the extra thing is good is physically, they will get more than what they pay. Secondly, psychological wise, they feel fulfillment is, oh, I donated, doesn't mean that I have to use it, but I'm glad that someone is supporting this business. So, to us, you can try fundraising platform. There's a lot of fundraising platform in the world that you can use, and there's always one nearby your community. Okay, last, we're talking about government subsidies. Yes, not every country has government subsidies for new innovative or new business or small scale business, but there is still a lot of countries that they have this kind of subsidies for you to apply. Now, when it comes to government subsidies, importantly, it's how you plan your proposal to proposal government. But before you really go down to your proposal, let's look into the criteria of the application. Now, for example, if our government is having a government subsidies plan for youth entrepreneur, that they are having a criteria of age under 40, then unfortunately I won't be able to apply because I'm over 40. So don't think you have a great proposal and you can tell the government and they will change the rules. No, it won't, because government is government. They're very, into facts that they don't change things according to any individuals because they have to be fair to everyone. Okay? So in this case, you will first need to know the criteria of the application for the government subsidies. Second, you need to make a plan, a great proposal to propose in order to be able to have the government funding. Now, when I said this, you may say, hey, I do not have enough experience, but let's do this. Now, my suggestion for you, if you really think that the government subsidies and fundings are going to help you, find someone they have experience to teach you. There is a lot of training classes like that in the world that you can search, you can find it online. Okay? Looking into how professional people make a proposal, it will help you for a higher possibility to be able to get the government funds. But one thing I want to remind everyone, if you really get the government funding, the government subsidies, don't forget all this money, every dollar came from the people who pay taxes. Okay? So be smart and use it in the right way. Okay? All right. So there's 5 different types of real money investment that you can think of right now. So including the first episode that you learn how to prepare your mind, now you have to prepare your time investment, your effort investment, and your money investment. And we'll see you next episode. Thank you.